Okay, so you're here for some constraints suppositors. Constraints suppositors. You have Furman Mercer 3-0. UTSA Tulsa Express. And then we have Ohio Valley and Missouri Valley Red Strings. And like I said, Marie Strip. Nope. And now I have a good battle between Furman and Mercer here. Furman had a 3-0 lead. Thanks to like the obstruction pad. 1 second. And then the runner to be safe 1 second. And then the storm base comes to the obstruction. And then runner through another storm base obstruction. And then we're home. And now Mercer has 3 runs. Bottom and the third, fourth. And that ties it up at 3 OBs.
Right. Obviously, she's done that. She's ahead in the count right now. Sydney Harris lined out her first time up. Takes very high. I think that's another thing that Coach Johnson Whitfield's probably looking for out of Riccardi. You know, when you are ahead like that, you definitely want to miss out of the zone. And her ability to throw those pitches out of the zone. Stoltz foos in time. Great composure by Stoltzfus, especially as a freshman at shortstop, and a great stretch over at first base. And it feels like a big out after the home run. Definitely. And again, that's what you want to see, because that home run could make it go either way. You could fall apart and, you know, go down that route, or you could come back and say, all right, no big deal, 0-0. We've proved we can put up some runs, which is something they did not do last weekend against Mercer. You know, they've proved they can put the runs up. Let's give our pitchers some support, and let's get back into the dugout. Three runs on 4 hits for Furman, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for Mercer. First game of the SoCon Softball Championship here at Wofford College in Spartanburg. Foul down the third base line. This is the first time the championship has been played here. No real surprise there, because Wofford just started their softball program. Their first year of play was last season, and it's a very nice facility here. It is beautiful, and you know, as a Furman alum, we're not tend to talk about Wofford well, but no, this is a beautiful facility. It's really great to see another school come into the conference and support softball, and I'm very impressed with the facilities here. There was a little bit of a threat of rain before the game, and it's been overcast, but very comfortable for those who have decided to come out. The lights are on, not really taking effect in any sort of way. Skied to left. Goldweight into foul territory. Gets out of the inning. So Lindsay Fico, with her team trailing 3-0, needed to fire up the troops and fire them up. She did. Jones, the base hit Rivers the 3-run home run. We're tied after 4.
Real, recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. You see it and answer to thirst, but never thirsty. Sprite, the clear favorite.
Let's go to the American tournament.
Even if they swing at it and foul it off, it's messing with their timing, and that's why she's been effective.
First into Rouse is fisted off foul.
Now, if you're at Tulsa, you need to make an adjustment, right? This is the time of the game when you're getting more looks off of Eldridge. You know that that changeup is part of her repertoire. So you have to decide, am I going to sit fast or slow and pick one speed? That means you're not swinging at both speeds until you have 2 strikes. Because of that, you can time yourself up with either the fast or the slow, and that gives you a better chance of making contact. But if you go up there just saying, I'm going to hit whatever's in the strike zone, then you're guessing and you're not going to be able to time up those pitches.
On the 1-1. That's just a little bit wide at 60. How do you prepare for these kinds of games as a player? Because one thing, first round of the tournament, you're going to get some time to scout and prepare, but from here on out, they would have a second game later today, and then it's all gas, no brakes.
Well, I think as a player, you're just taking everything game by game. I'm sure that the coaches have every opponent prepared coming into this.
On the screws into center field, and Rouse looking prepared. She has a 1-out single, but to your point.
But as a player, you're preparing pitcher by pitcher, and even if you're not thinking about it before the game, you're taking notes from your teammates who are at bat before and your own at bats. And so if you know that Ava Eldridge has off speed or if she has some spin on the ball, you're looking for whatever is her mistake. And so what I mean by that is, okay, if you're going to sit fast, you're going to wait for her to make a mistake over the middle. If you're going to sit slow, you're going to wait for her to make a mistake over the middle. But you're not going to try to guess and hit both pitches, if that makes sense.
No, makes total sense as Holcomb tries to dig this out.
I was like, I hope I'm explaining this correctly. Like, you don't want to try to swing at both speeds because you'll never get your timing down. So when you go up there, for example, if I decide I'm going to hit the fast, I'm only swinging at fast pitches within my heat zone until I get to 2 strikes. Then you just have to fight everything off. But if she throws me a changeup down the middle, I'm not going to swing at it if I'm not sitting slow because my timing's going to be off.
Dug it out, and on a bounce into right field, it finds Marino's glove. It's 2 on board for Tulsa, back-to-back singles. Kind of felt like on multiple pitches that at-bat was looking for something to dig out. And Van Studeman is going to send, I think, the play at second base, potentially to video review.
Here's what I saw on that play at second. I don't think the throw beat her, but if you look at the slide, I'm interested to see if her foot was on the base before the ball got to second base. Now, I think if we see a replay of it and if Van Studeman does get the review, that's what I saw on first glance. So watch what I mean by that. Yeah. See how her front sliding leg is really in the air? It's actually her back knee that hits the base. Her front foot doesn't hit the base. So I'm trying to see
if
that
a good
ball.
Catch.
Yeah, that's what her foot was in the air. So you slide, so you get that front foot to the base faster, but her back foot actually hit the base before her front foot did.
Yeah, so that in a way could kind of come back to haunt her not having that foot in the right spot, so they're looking at this in video review.
She still might have been safe. She still might have beat the ball there, but it was much closer when we see it again.
Right,
that back foot.
If that front foot's down, it's a no question she's in safe. But because that foot is kicked up in the air, that makes this a much closer play at second base.
Yeah, and when I watched it live, I was like, ooh, I wonder if they'll catch that. So, again, I still think she could have beaten the throw. It's very close, but she made it a lot closer than it had to be by not getting that front foot down. And it's a hard balance because there are some people who get it down too early and then you're at risk of injuring yourself. But in that instance, doing a really good job.
Boy, that is razor thin.
I don't know.
I mean, you're going to have to go frame by frame on this. They have a lot of different looks they can go to, both from the TV side and from the ballpark side. I think this is your best look right here.
Right here, yeah. Let's see it. She's out by that look because that front foot is elevated. When I see it from there, and I don't blame the official in that instance because you're seeing that throw beat her by a mile, right? But look where he's positioned. He's from the back.
I think the only question was, did she have the ball secure? But I think she did.
She certainly did.
So we'll see. This is a critical call. That runner is out. A huge overturn and a wise challenge from Van Studeman. She wins it, and it wipes away the lead runner and puts two out away.
I think that's a great call because when we watched that frame-by-frame, Ryan, we saw that throw did beat her. And, it's something that's really tough. In the moment, it looks like, in the moment, it looked like she beat the throw. But when you watch it frame-by-frame and you see that the front leg was up, she was out.
Burns takes inside on the first. How do you avoid frustration if you're Tulsa? Because it seems like there's been a couple of breaks in this game that just haven't gone their way yet. You think about the play behind the dish, some other stuff in between that play right there.
It's tough, right? But I think that's why we play this game, right? You have to have that next pitch mentality. It's a pitch-by-pitch game, and it's so cliche and it's so coach talk, but it is so correct. You have to have a very short memory in the sport of softball because weird things happen all the time. I always say, looking back on my playing days, I'm like, man, why did I pick this sport? Because I can do everything perfectly and still get out. And then I can do everything wrong and I get a hit. And so you have to remain very level at all times, whether it's good or bad, because it's mayhem, right? Weird things happen.
She went with the blue wig. She was the same mind you were.
I like it. It looks like they're cute. Oh, a green wig has entered the chat as well. Look at that. I think they're rally wigs. Well, we're going to have to get some insight. Maybe Savannah Collins could figure out what those wigs are for down there.
They are bound for a no-context college softball screenshot. Savannah, what's the deal with the wigs?
Okay, first I need to correct you guys. They're not wigs, they're bobs.
Okay, they're bobs.
Okay,
and they are rally
sorry.
bobs because this team is bobbing their way through the conference tournament. Credit goes to Alexa Hopkins and Paige Knight, who can be identified by the purple and pink wigs, for coming together to come up with this idea to rally their team.
Rally bobs. That might be my new favorite thing, Ryan. I think I want a rally bob.
I think I want one too. We have been exactly, I don't know, maybe an hour into mayhem, but we've already hit rally bob territory.
Maybe Savannah can ask them if they can get us some rally bobs. We can wear them for the next game. I think that'd be fun.
I think they'll probably be happy to share if things go Tulsa's way in this game. Here's Bell. That's underneath. Well, that goes Tulsa's way in the 9th spot. 2 on board for the top of the order. Macy Cole, another 2-out opportunity.
But, you asked me about the response, right, when things don't go exactly your way. That's a good way to do it. I talked about the pitchers doing that for both teams when they give up a hit or a walk, striking the next batter out or getting the next out. Okay, your teammate gets forced out at second. Work a nice walk and get the base runner back.
First 2. Cole is just a tad inside, so third time up at the plate for Macy Cole against Eldridge. What kind of adjustments can she make? Because she's flown out twice, so there's been some good contact.
Well, you know, when you're flying out, you're just missing it. And I had a teammate who hated that phrase. She said, please don't tell me I just missed it because that means I got out and I'm really angry at myself for just missing something. But what she meant there is yes, she might be getting good contact, but she still wants to square it up a little bit better. So for Macy Cole, why are you just missing it? Are you a little bit underneath it? If you're flying out, that's probably the case. Can you get a little bit more on top of it? Or can you select a pitch that's maybe even more in your heat zone? She's been having good contact. How can she have great contact?
Savannah's got more on Macy.
So when it comes to Macy Cole, she's the star of this team, but she's also working on something in her senior project to affect how we explore the stars, space in particular. So she's a mechanical engineer, and she worked on a project that she pitched to NASA with her school teammates, not her softball teammates. It was a project called the Micro G Next competition, and they're working on a collection tool to scrape the top layer of the moon to collect dust, small rocks. It's a part of a program that challenges undergraduate students to design, build, and test tools that they use at NASA to continue space exploration. So Macy Cole getting it done on the field and in the classroom too.
I know, Savannah, when I was reading everything that Macy Cole was doing and Coach was telling us about it, my head hurt. And what I gathered from everything that you just said is that Macy Cole is a lot smarter than I am. And I'm glad that she is working with NASA and I am not.
Well, and what an incredible opportunity, and something Chrissy Strimple had talked about when referencing this team and somebody like Macy Cole is the balance of managing, right? The opportunities in engineering and with NASA, the internships, and the things that happen off the field from an academic perspective, and juxtaposing that with being one of the best hitters on your team.
Well, I think it just a lot of times those two things align more than you realize because why is she a great softball player? Her work ethic, the way that she questions things, the way that she just shows up every single day. Why is she a great student? Because it's the same kind of principles. If you're going to be good on the field, it helps to be good in the classroom because you're putting all that work and that effort in. And so I think it just speaks so much to her, not only as a player, right, with her work ethic and her success, but as a person, the way that she can balance both of those because it's tough when you're in the midst of the season and you're trying to get to your classes and you're trying to do well on road trips and then to add in putting together a project for NASA, that takes a lot of time and effort.
So a pinch runner, this is Celeste Wood. She has been banged up with injury, but this is a good opportunity from this coaching staff to just give her a chance to get on the field here in the conference tournament.
She'll also add a little bit of speed. They need base runners. You have that runner in scoring position, but then you also want to try to push some insurance across if you can with one of your best hitters at the plate.
Macy Cole will walk on 4 pitches here to load the bases. You see she's running with that arm brace out at second base. Was a big loss in terms of their RBI production, but still finding ways to contribute for this Tulsa team.
Well, that's what makes a great athlete, right? You can run. You could, in this case, obviously she's dealing with that arm injury, so she can't do a lot of other things, but she can still contribute to the success of this Tulsa team.
First in the zone to Faith Russell. And this is a precarious spot for Eldridge. Russell has already singled twice in this game. On an 0-1. Russell will take outside.
You almost wonder, though, if UTSA didn't try to throw around Macy Cole in order to get to Russell. I know that she has 2 singles, but with the success that Macy Cole has seen all year, you're almost taking your chances like, okay, can we get Russell out in this instance?
It's been big for Tulsa to find some protection with the aforementioned loss of Celeste Wood. If you look at it right now, 2 and 3 have collected 3 hits. They've been standing at first every plate appearance. Responsible for half of the hit production for Tulsa right now. Runners left on base, though, has been an issue. On a 2-1. Russell will take in on the hands. It's ball 3, so you got to be on your spot here.
How about that plate discipline from Russell, just letting that ball flutter up out of the zone? If you're Faith Russell right now, you're only swinging at this if it's in a place that you can drive. Anything now, you're only swinging at this if it's in a place that you can drive. Anything right? So take a good hack at it, but now you have 3-2. You got to battle and figure out a way to get on base.
Russell will take ball 4, and that breaks the seal on the scoring. An RBI walk gives Tulsa the lead.
I've said it multiple times throughout this game, Ryan, but you don't always need to do too much. I give Faith Russell so much credit for having the discipline because I know I would have chased this pitch. Look at that. It's a little bit inside and high. It definitely is a ball, but man, with 2 strikes, for her to know to lay off of that to bring in the run, great job by Faith Russell.
Dill sends one skyward into center. It's an easy catch for Rucker, and that minimizes the damage. Tulsa gets an all-important run. They have the lead going to the 5th.
When you decide to step up to this kind of play, this kind of fun, this kind of experience.
Hey, guys.
Let the games begin.